What I most remember is just kind of not being able to understand a whole lot of what was going on, just kind of following people around and just it was super cool, it was super exciting, but also a little bit confusing. Just how the whole thing happened. We got there, and mission president he's a native Mexican, speaks Spanish. And he spoke a little bit of English to us, but neither of the assistants spoke English to us. So all of us that got there were a little bit confused, but we were super excited, and it was just a lot of fun. But big city, we got there at night, and everything was just a little bit confusing. But then as the week went on, I got to my area with my companion, got to know my trainer a little bit, everything just kind of started to slow down and to make a little bit more sense. The Guadalajara East Mission, it's one of 34 missions in Mexico. There's only 2 missions in Guadalajara, but it's a really, really different mission in that it has 4 different states, and it's got like a bunch of different types of climates. It's got mountains, it's got forest, it's got desert, it's got tropical on the beach, and then it has the big city in Guadalajara. There's one temple in Guadalajara. It's not in the mission boundaries, but about half the mission is in that temple district, and about half the mission is in the temple district for Mexico City. There's 8 stakes, 1 district, and the church has been growing steadily, and throughout the course of my mission, there was a couple new wards got put together, a couple wards divided, and things are going well. Mostly in all of Mexico, like all of Latin America, most of the people come from a traditional Catholic background. And so everybody automatically from birth is raised believing in God, believing in Christ, and having their faith centered in Him. But they're also raised with very strong traditions. Especially in Guadalajara, there's a very strong Catholic tradition. There's some certain practices and customs that go along with that are specific for the region, that they have certain saints and virgins and things that they worship that are sometimes a little bit hard for them to let go. But other than that, the people they're great, and they're open, and they just love to learn. You just got to focus on finding the right people. I think a lot of times, especially early on in my mission, I was more focused on trying to make the people want to change instead of looking for the people that were ready to change. And as I went along in my mission, I realized that some people aren't going to change, and other people's are inclined to change or looking to change. And if we focus more on finding the right people instead of trying to make the people who aren't exactly prepared or in the right time in their lives to receive the gospel, if we could just move on and then find the right people and focus our efforts on them, I feel like missionary work's a lot more effective and efficient. Yeah, the church has been growing pretty steadily in Guadalajara since it arrived. I think it arrived in the early 50s. The church got there. The first missionaries got there. They went to work, and now there's 6 stakes, 2 missions, and a temple in the city. So for the 60 years that it's been there, it's made some serious progress, and it's continuing to progress more in the city of Guadalajara. And then also in other small towns in an area I had in Tepatitlan, it was a small branch that it doesn't report to a stake or a district or anything. It goes straight to the mission. The church was just opened up there about 8 years ago. So in the big cities, it's been there for about 60, 70 years in the mission, but things are really starting to pick up, and we're even opening new areas as recently as 8, 12 years ago. So I served from September 2013 until August 17th of 2015. I started my mission in Moroleón, Guanajuato, and then from there I got transferred to Reforma in the city of Guadalajara. From there I spent a few weeks in Tepatitlan, Jalisco. From there I went to Tlaquepaque, Jalisco. From there I went to Lázaro Cárdenas, Michoacán, and then I finished my mission in Morelia, Michoacán.